Hello, this is a Getting Started in Installation Guide to Cestida platform. Cestida platform is a catastrophe loss modeling platform which is simple to install and use. It runs in Windows, it's easy to install via a download of an app. It has an Excel front end. It supports standard OASIS LMF models, and we have a fast and lean calc engine, which means less hardware needed. You can run it on a normal machine. Here's the features, the technologies that we use, which are designed to be easy to install in a typical corporate IT environment or indeed in a regular desktop. Let's go over the prerequisites before we dive into the installation. In terms of hardware, we'd recommend at least 16 gigabytes of RAM and at least 10 gigabytes of disk space. This will do for a toy model just to get started, but we definitely recommend more disk space with the big models. In terms of software, we need a Windows operating system, 10 or 11, home or professional, or a Windows Server 2019 or later. We need Microsoft Excel, desktop edition, not an online edition, and it needs to be 64-bit. And we also need a SQL Server. We support enterprise, standard, or developer licenses, and as at the time of recording, the Express version is on the way. So let's dive into the installation. If you don't already have an installation of SQL Server, you can download it, and I've downloaded here the SQL 2022 Developers Edition. Let's go ahead and install it. A basic installation will be fine. Accept the license, and we can install. There we go. This will take probably 15 minutes or so. It's a good time to take a break. And once this is installed, it will give you the option to install SQL Server Studio Management SSMS as a button down at the bottom. Go ahead and install that too, because we'll make some configurations before we install the Cestida platform. Now we have a SQL Server install and also the Management Studio. We need to make some configurations. If it's your own installation, you can make them, or you can ask your DB administrator if you're in a work machine. First of all, let's go to the Management Studio by typing in SQL, and we can launch the Management Studio like this. If it's the first time, just make sure that this Trust Server certificate is checked to enable you to connect. And on the server name, right-click, go to Properties, Security, and then change this to SQL Server and Windows Authentication mode. That means you can log in with your Windows login or the SA login. You can close that now. The second configuration is in the Configuration Manager. This time, launch the Configuration Manager. And we're going to go to SQL Server Network Configuration. Just expand that. And you'll show the protocols. And then we want to enable TCP/IP. Once that's done, just close the window. Thirdly, just go to Services in your Windows search. Find SQL by going to the S's. There it is. Now we want to, we're also going to make use of this SQL Server agent, so it needs to be started, and it also needs to be set to automatic startup. So properties, and just change the startup type to automatic, because we need that to be always on when the machine's on. Okay, I'm going to just restart SQL Server now, just to make sure all those configuration changes are made, and you can also restart the agent. Right, that's it. So now our environment is ready to install Cestida platform. There are two components to install for Cestida platform, the server component, C server, and the Excel add-in. And there are two because you can install them both on the same machine in a single desktop installation, or you can install them on two different machines in a client server installation. We're going to go with a single desktop, so let's start with the C server. This is available to download, this installer, and I've just copied it into a local folder here. So we run the setup first of all. And this will install C-Server Management Console, similar idea to the SQL Server Management wizard. So we go install, and then we can update our new installation, or we can use this also to uninstall C-Server. So let's go to next. Scroll down to the bottom and accept the software license. Now this is the only configuration you need to make. This is where all the data will go. So although you can put it on the system drive, you've got to be careful that it doesn't fill up. So ideally this would go on a separate data drive, and ideally a fast access one like an SSD. Because I'm on a laptop, I'm just going to go with my C drive. That's it. Finish. And it continues to do some things in the background. Okay, that's the server installed. Let's go to the Excel add-in. Same thing, download from the setup. And that's it. Now, you'll notice that you'll have the C-Server Management Console installed on your desktop. This means that you can always run through it again to either update the server when there's a new release, or you can use it to uninstall. The Excel add-in updates itself automatically, and that's it. You're ready to go. To get started, all we need to do is launch Excel. You can see the add-in has been loaded here. Open a new workbook, and you'll notice that you've got a Cestida tab. Now, first thing we need to do is log in. Note that the first person who logs in an organization automatically becomes the system administrator. And then they can add other users once they've registered. So we don't need to change anything here, just click OK. And it will tell you, please register before you use the system. The controls are still grayed out, but in the configuration area, info area, you can request a registration. So fill in your name, email address, organization, and your domain, excluding the www part, and then just click request registration. What will happen is an email will go to us. We can approve it and send you a registration key, and then you would go and enter your registration key here, and then that will enable all of the controls, and you can proceed to use our quick start tutorial to run a model. So that's it. This has been the installation tutorial for Cestida platform. If you'd like to request an evaluation, contact us at hello@cestida.com and scan the QR code to follow us on LinkedIn and connect with us. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.